What up, everybody? It's a 3-minute beer review. I know this one's going to go over, but let me set a timer anyway. It's a very special 3-minute beer review, and I have to ask for apologies in advance. The camera is just in a position where it's making this look like heaven's glow upon me, but maybe that's because the pot of gold that we're talking about tonight. This 3-minute beer review is from Parish Brewing Company. If you don't know, a parish is what they call counties in Louisiana, which is to say this beer comes to us from Louisiana. It actually comes to us from Jeffrey Dunnam from Alabama. He's a power fan of both Brewing TV and Chop and Brew. He knows my affiliation and association and growing up in Mobile, Alabama. He wanted to put me on this beer. If y'all don't know this beer, or if you don't know this image, I should say, this is the Crichton Leprechaun, the Mobile Leprechaun, the Alabama Leprechaun. You may have seen this guy in a viral video from 2006 up until any time now in 2020. It's an awesome clip. I'm going to put it below. So they kind of like reinvented their seasonal beer and made it kind of a Gulf Coast throwback. So this brewery is in Lafayette, Louisiana. But in Mobile, Alabama in 2006, the station I used to actually work at, if you go watch this clip and you see Scott and Nicole, the two anchors, if you just imagine Chip Walton sitting right over Scott Walker's like right shoulder, that's where I used to work way back in the day from 2000 to 2002. That was my first producing gig in the news world. I used to work behind that glass door in Mobile, Alabama at WPMI. And after I left, they did this crazy story where reporter Brian Johnson went to the community of Crichton where like random groups of people were just gathering in this lot. And he goes to investigate, and it turns into the best video ever. They're supposedly gathering to look at a leprechaun that's hidden up in a tree, and there's all these great sound bites from this story, like, I want to know where the gold's at, I'm going to rent a backhoe and uproot that tree. There's a guy who claims to have, like, a leprechaun flute from his great-great-great-great-grandfather. It went viral. It was crazy that it was the only reason that people knew Mobile for a long time. So here we have the beer. It doesn't really have a name. It just says Pilsner, original Pilsner beer. So I'm going to call it the Alabama Leprechaun, the Crichton Leprechaun. I have found the pot of gold. As you can see, it's glowing gold. It's a Pils. I've already had one, so I can already review it. Great, sweet, malty, Pilsnery, biscuity. 3 minutes are up. Almost lemony and spicy, but very much in that vein of kind of like, I would call it almost more like an American light lagery, kind of hamsy, almost like that sweet, that cream ale kind of take on a Pilsner. They call it original Pilsner beer. I don't know if that's supposed to be an original, meaning like German, or original as in like your grandpa's beer. But either way, nice, crisp, dry, good malty, kind of slightly corny notes. But Jeff Dunnam, knowing my, what's the word? What do horses have? My thoroughbred. Having run through the Gulf Coast, sent me this. He's been a fan for a long time. He's in the Crew Chop and Brew Facebook page. Is drinking mighty fine. I just think it's hilarious that a brewery all these years later is still like throwing a nod to that story, because it kind of like, one of my favorite things in that story is actually reporter Brian Johnson is like, they gather with flashlights and camcorders, and it's like this old camcorder, little handheld, and even camera phones, and dude's got like the smallest flip phone or a phone camera, a camera phone, as if that was just such a rare thing, you know what I mean? Like 14 years ago, for Brian Johnson to be like, they even have camera phones. And now, like, you can't walk down the street and see something interesting without 20 camera phones on it. So anyway, just a really fun slice of life from Gulf Coast, Alabama, now Gulf Coast, not so Gulf Coast, Louisiana. Lafayette's pretty inland. to some degree, relative. I'm in St. Paul, Minnesota, which is very inland. But a shout out to Jeff, shout out to Parish, shout out to the Leprechaun. I will find you one day. But for now, this pot of gold is all I need. Cheers, y'all. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy birthday to Billy Corgan. I didn't forget about you. Holla. Woo! Chop for chop, brew for brew. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know where the gold at getting crunk with the leprechaun. Ooh, maybe it's a lep-crunk-con. A lep-crunk-con.